Hi, and welcome to another week at CPDLF. My voice might sound a little strange. It seems like every year in the fall, I always seem to get something where I either lose my voice or come very close to losing my voice. So I'm going to try to make this short and sweet this week. So we are moving on now. So you guys should have finished up the Dark Ages or Golden Era, or you should still be working on the the Dark Ages or Golden Era, and we're moving on to China. Okay, so what I did was I made an even more detailed pace chart to follow, and I sent this to you, and I also believe I posted it in your class. So if you go to class History 7, you will find it in there, okay, along with the other pace chart, which I broke down a little bit more as well. And I sent you an email out that said, if something isn't quite working, we need to fix it. So I tried to make this as detailed as possible. So we're looking at the week of the 16th, and it's week 8. So you will complete your power focus area diagnostic, which I'm going to show you in a second. And you're going to begin to complete the introduction to my dynasty by looking at the power area focus areas content, and then you're going to have a little task card to fill out, and you'll finish the task card next week. And else you're able to finish it this week, that would be great. But I really need you guys to be working on the the Dark Ages or Golden Era. Okay, you need to finish that information. And I know that some of you guys were confused. It was your first time, in the SLP, and it's completely understandable. Some of it is supposed to be group work, and I've kind of altered it so that you can do it by yourself or a small group if you want to reach out to somebody. Okay. And remember, I told you guys to use Loom so that you can record yourself, because it was going to be hard to get everybody on here at the same time in order to present. So we have had to make some adjustments to the course, but I think it's going to work out. I just need you guys to be logging in, completing things, asking questions if you're having problems. So like I said, so this is what you're going to do. I would print this or look at this weekly, and you're supposed to be making goals. When you log in, you write your goals for the week. So you would put on, complete your diagnostic, begin looking at the power area focus or area content, and then begin the task card. And that would go under your goals for History 7. And you should be setting goals each week so that you know what you're doing. So when you open up your class, you're not like, oh, I don't have anything to do. No, you should be opening it up and saying, oh, I have this goal, and this goal, okay? And we've talked about setting goals and following through with them. So that should be almost like second nature for you now. Okay, so let me get in here real quick. Okay, so this week you will be going into China, and you'll be learning about the dynasties, and you're going to take the diagnostic. So where it says start diagnostic assessment, you will complete this. Okay, and then you'll go through and you can look at some of the material, kind of get a good idea for everything. Now, your content assessment, you're just going to have to get a feel for when you're ready to take this. And this week, I really liked what they did. What they did was, let's see if I can get into this here. You're going to see that when you have to work on your task card this week, it says if you haven't started this, if you have started but you have not passed the assessment yet, if you have passed the assessment, it kind of tells you what activity to work on. And I like that. And make sure you're reading that. So activity 1, if you haven't started the focused area, do this activity. And it gives you some stuff to do. And the next one says if you have started the focus area but have not passed the assessment, you need to do activity number 2 then. And activity 3 is if you have passed the focus area, do this activity. So it'll tell you what to do. So please make sure that you are paying attention and that you're doing what they ask, okay? So those are the goals for the week. So diagnostic, begin looking at the content in the area, which it's right down here, all of this content. You're going to want to be taking notes, printing, whatever you need to do so that you keep yourself on track. And when you feel like you're ready to take the assessment, obviously you go up here and you request it, and you need to get at least an 8 out of 10. And if you struggle with it, reach out to me, but it's usually because, you aren't taking that good notes, you haven't printed. There's usually just a couple questions that are kind of causing you to not pass it. But please make sure, like I said, you are setting your goals at the beginning of the week so you know exactly what you need to do. Okay, the other thing is, this is a cute little movie by Disney. It's called Mulan. And it says, to save her father from death in the army, a young maiden secretly goes in his place and becomes one of China's greatest heroines in the process. Okay, so this was nominated, well, actually says nominated for 1 Oscar, another 17 wins and 20 nominations. So it was a pretty big Disney hit back in the day, back in 1998. So if that's something that you want to watch, look forward to, you can probably find it possibly on Netflix, or you can rent it, or if you have Amazon Prime, that's something too. But I want to throw that out there. It's a movie retelling an old Chinese folktale. And I always used to throw that in when I taught geography. I try to find stuff dealing with culture and kind of throw it in there. And so if you have a little extra time, it's only an hour and a half. Disney movies sometimes are pretty short. Okay, so if you have any questions or concerns, reach out to me. But you guys definitely need to be finishing up the Dark Ages or Golden Era. Like I said, I revised the pace chart. I really broke it down for you, so I'm hoping it's a little bit easier for you to read. And then you're going to be moving on to China. Okay, and again, I put the pace chart in there. I emailed it to you, again, breaking everything down to try to make it a little bit easier for you to read. So if you have any questions or concerns, please reach out to me. Make sure you're doing the reflection. And you guys have a wonderful week.